Slani everybody, I am Corvus Bruxo Luggenikos and this is Starting Out Solitary. I'm your Wednesday host and this week we're addressing the topic of the color black in paganism. So I'm here with my selfie stick because my parents basically colonized the whole house, so I don't have a place to record or to film these videos properly. And this is a very complex topic, even though the other two hosts that I have already uploaded their videos did a fabulous work. But yeah, let's start with the basics. The basics are two for me. One is that in modern and popular culture, the color black is related to bad things, to evil, and to the evil perceptions of witchcraft particularly, and it is a color very related to pop culture witchcraft particularly. That's not an association that we do because we're witches. It's something that regular people do, even those who aren't involved in witchcraft in any way. And the other basic is that we don't know if most of the ancient pagan cultures really had an association, or how do you say this? Oh fuck, I forgot the word. Correspondence for each color. But even historians are pretty sure that those that had, or those that may have had it, a correspondence, I mean, didn't deem the color black as we do today. So as you can imagine, I use the color black a lot. I think it's not surprising to say that I have been a goth guy, and that goth culture still influences me quite a lot. But I use it as a fashion preference. It isn't a spiritual thing. So in modern paganism, at least, black represents something that I find very logical, and that's partially also something that logically links to the perception of black as evil, and that is mystery, that is the night, that is primordial forces. In modern paganism, black many times represent pre-civilized spiritual forces, like, for example, what we define as dark gods or goddesses, and in that we many times include, for example, those gods that are prior to civilization. Many cultures have those gods and goddesses. For example, in the Norse pantheon, they are the Vanir. In the classical pantheons, they are the Titans. In the Gaelic pantheon, they are the Firbolg, and many other races, magical races, that appear in the myths. Sorry about that. Many other magical races that appear in the myths before the Tuatha De Danann. And yeah, basically it represents a primal force. One of my favorite folk metal bands is Helvetii, and they have a song that is called From Darkness, and it addresses the belief that probably the Celts, or the continental Celts, believed that our world was created from darkness. So the gods generated in darkness, the gods created in darkness, and then light was made. That's a pretty popular concept and very accepted in the historical community, because many ancient cultures apparently believed that there was a period of darkness before the light, and the light usually represents civilization, when mankind holds control and gets to being the preferred creatures of the gods. But yeah, black is a very popular color in paganism. Black is a very popular color in witchcraft, either pagan, satanic, Luciferian, or otherwise. And I think most pagans and most witches don't consider the color black a bad color. In the area of witchcraft, particularly, it's a very popular color used for good things. For example, we use a lot black salt. We actually make with our own hands black salt, and this salt is intended many times to protect, to banish bad things from our life, etc. So yeah, black candles also to protect, to banish evil spirits. I don't think we see black as a bad color. I think we have inherited that good perception of black, or that inclusive perception of black with other colors, in the sense that we don't deem, or most pagans and witches don't deem, the color black as an evil color, or as a representation of evil, or of badness, or of uncertainty, or anything bad or damaging to humankind. I think most of us include black in the color palette, in our color palette, and we use it for the purposes that that the color is intended to be. Sorry, it's very late here. And we don't basically discriminate against black, as for example many Christians do, believing that it represents the devil, evilness, etc. Sometimes in a very ignorant way, because they haven't tried to see how the color is perceived in other cultures and religions. And I think we do, to some extent, even if we belong to one particular religion and we hold the color black as it is considered in our particular religion. I think we do understand that even if we have the color black banned from being used by us in a certain way, which is not my case, we understand it's our religion or our tradition that deems that many other cultures, many other countries, many other religions, many other beliefs, many other creeds do not consider the color black as evil, while many Christians or Christian-raised people ignorantly believe, not all of them, but of course, but many, at least here in Spain, that the color black is universally considered evil, and that's completely untrue. And I think that we understand that, even if we ban the use of black for some reason or for some particular spiritual tradition. So to me, it's my favorite color. It's very classy. It combines with everything, even though I hate to say it, it combines even with pink, which is a color I used to hate. But I have found that combined with black, it's a very cool combination. It gets you thinner on the screen. And yeah, it's one of my favorite colors because it represents many of the things that I worship, do, practice, pray to on a daily basis. So I use black on a daily basis. But again, it's a fashion choice. any other explanation to the use of black by me, at least on clothes or clothing, is just merely a coincidence. I use black candles, I use black salt, I use black for an amalgam of magical and religious purposes, but my choice of black on clothes is just for fashion reasons. But yeah, it's a great color, it's very interesting. Most people, including me, consider it a very mysterious color, a very primordial color. It represents the dark half of the year, it represents the dark spirits of the earth, it represents the time before creation, it represents the beginning of time cycles. So yeah, it's a great color that we hold dear, or most of us pagans and witches hold dear. So keep it black.